Yo. This video is going to be about the premium ship, Firestorm. There are a handful of premium ships that people buy to excel in PvP. While it largely depends on who uses the ship, specific ships can have a bit more of an advantage. That can be number of cannons, number of crew, or even maneuverability and speed, and I think the Firestorm has a large advantage in those categories. However, there are many upgrades, cannons, and ammo to choose from for different playstyles. I have 2 slots saved as close range for boarding and long range for outplaying individuals. My close range setup is going to consist of 56 48 pounder Colossus, 12 triple 16 pounder in the back, and Imperial Bombard in the front. But if you have the resources, getting 42 pounder Carronades could be even better for fast reloading and range. As for upgrades, I use Incendiary Mixture so that I can use ammo with 40% more range than the heated shot. I honestly just use round shot most of the time for 100% hull damage and let the upgrade do the fire damage. However, Saxon or heavy shots could be even more devastating. I also always recommend bar shot to shoot out the sails of ships. Next is the maneuverable helm, since being able to rotate a full 360 so that I can shoot all the cannons on my ship while they maybe shoot 2 sides is massive damage. But even better is being able to turn into a good boarding position. Speaking of boarding, my next 2 upgrades increase my crew count just for the occasion. Extra bunks give an extra 20 crew members, which is huge for boarding ships, as well as teak frames, which give an extra 14 crew on top of extra armor, which the Firestorm desperately needs honestly. Teak frames will lower maneuverability, but luckily you have the helm upgrade from before to counter that. I also think having large sails and bronze patches are a huge help with the Firestorm. There are plenty of additional consumables such as phosphorus, black powder, and smoke that are all good also. This fight will show how I fought a player in a victory with Carronades. While I could board with my current setup, I wanted to show how I'd fight with close range. First things first, you gotta take down those sails. Not only to reduce charge speed, but big ships already have a hard time turning on their own. So I send a broadside of bar shot and line up my back triple cannons and just unload on his sails. Since I can't equally trade shots with a beast like that, I sail straight away using a consumable. I also see that his sails are only at 90% after 4 volleys of cannons, which means he's probably using a sail upgrade. So I switched to damage since I got lucky this time by getting out of range. But that might not happen again and again. So I need to start lowering his durability. I have way more maneuverability, so I want to get a shot off and try to stay in front of him. The moment I see him shoot, I try to turn towards him so that it's a smaller target, only getting nicked in the back a little bit. However, now I know he can't shoot on this side again, so I want to stay on this side. I can do a full rotation of shots while I know his reload time is going to be long. Since he has short range, I can only assume he's also using Carronades, which takes longer to reload. I could hit another broadside, but that reload time could be coming up any second now. So once again, I use my consumable to book it out of there and get as much range as possible. Once again, only taking a little damage. I know I'm safe to send a volley on his side now. I kept sailing straight, and I think I got out of range of his cannons to let my triple shot range shine. I keep fighting this way, hitting some good shots, and then sailing quickly away to avoid a full volley. But I got hit hard on this one. Another one of those and I could get sunk. However, my triple shot cannons have reloaded and are able to finish him off. I won the battle, but not the war that followed this. As for my long-range setup, I focus more on speed and range, which means I'm dropping off the crew. This setup is going to consist of 56 38-pounder Jerichos, 12 triple 16-pounders in the back, and Imperial Bombard in the front. As for upgrades, I still use Incendiary Mixture, which I use alongside Round Shot, Saxon, or even Heavy Shot. Always recommend Bar Shot to shoot out those sails. I switched the teak frames for lightweight hull, which is going to make the ship faster and more maneuverable. The drawback is that I lose 15% of my armor, but I already don't have any armor, so I lose about 0.5 armor for the speed and turn boost. And since I'm focusing on speed and range, I'm trying not to get hit and keep my distance. You can't do that if they shoot out your sails, so I have fortified gun ports to keep my lifeline safe, and use fortified ports to gun them down from even more range. This fight will show how I fought a player in a victory with long cannons this time. Unlike my close range setup, I don't worry as much about his sails since I'm in a speed build. There's no way he will catch me, so I just focus on damage and keeping my distance. It seems like his swivel guns are the only guns that can keep up with my range. He also has a captured ship, but it should be known that they are notoriously bad at PvP, so I ignore it for now. I just keep sailing away, and once I reload, I turn for another volley. When I think he's getting close, I'm sure to use my consumable to give me a boost. Very much could have gotten me if I didn't use it in that volley. And since I know he just used that side, I know I'm safe to turn in for another shot as well. He truly can't keep up with my speed or range as a slow tank. And he also realized that, so he stopped chasing and turned around. Knowing that I'd keep up the fight, started to turn his side and wait for me to come into his range. However, I can still shoot him before that. Sometimes it's hard to judge how far a person can shoot. But I was just out of range, so only the fire in the water actually hurt me. I'm realizing now that my escape route is blocked by this island. He took that moment to turn in for another broadside as I grinded my teeth, but those shots once again fell barely short, allowing my triple cannons to follow up. I'm doing much less damage than I was doing with my Carronade setup, but so far, it has felt safer in a way, as long as I didn't get caught. This was a mistake because I thought I could board this captured ship, but I didn't get enough damage on it, so I ended up becoming a sitting target for this monster. He didn't kill me in one go like I thought he would, but while I survived, I made sure to now keep my distance once again. While the island here was an obstacle that ultimately got me hit twice now, this build has basically made it so if I play it safe, I will not get hit. Since I have much more speed, I simply start to repair in the middle of the fight. When he gets a little closer, I just use my consumable to sail away a little faster, so I can continue to heal while he slowly chases. However, I want to make sure I get the most out of the consumable, so I just drag him along since he thinks I'm running for my life, but really I'm just planning my next move. I was telling chat here that there is a shallow water barrier coming up, so I can't keep going this direction. I'm at a wall, so as I turn to go alongside it, I can hit him from this far away. that volley was only his captured ship, so I'm just sailing as straight and fast as I can to create more distance and a smaller target, which was successful since he shot frantically and shot slightly above my hull. Now I'm safe to use my cannons on this side of the ship. He must have tunnel vision for me since he didn't see the shallow waters. He ended up running right into it, so I could take my time to turn around. I also took this time to take out his annoying captured ship. Boarding this guy helped me not take any more unnecessary damage. It also gave me a much needed bronze patches for the final trade. He's still over there fighting the shallow waters, so I can pick him off with my range. He shot his last volley, really showing the difference in range that we had during the fight. While it did show how he only had to hit me twice to almost kill me, where I had to hit him 24 times. But who's counting? But also 19 times for the Carronades. Basically, it only matters who's standing at the end of the fight. Beyond the obvious strategies for big ships, what I love about the Firestorm is the ability to chase someone down to board them. Having the firepower to quickly take down ships below half health that aren't tier 1 tanks, and having the crew count to jump from one board to another. While the low armor prevents engagement from multiple enemies at once, a back-to-back solo fight is very possible for the Firestorm. However, it does depend on the person sailing it. Since I repeatedly miss boards and end up just taking a shot to the face, I do have a boarding video out, which can help with different ways to win a board. So be sure to check that out if you're thinking about getting a Firestorm. I'll link that in the description below. But this video shows me boarding 2 players in a row with crew to spare. While I take those hits, each boarding win will replenish my health due to the donor skill, so I can move on to the next. The Firestorm seems to be an in-Germanland and Sans-Perel hybrid to me. It's technically in the fast ship class, but is leaning towards the Sands in terms of durability, cannons, and crew. So being able to chase down your enemies, and also have the destructive and boarding power of a combat ship, and being able to outrun most ships that pose a threat, you get to really choose your fights. There are a lot of special crew out there to use, and I suggest getting speed-focused members. And last but not least, you have the ability to use alchemical fire. While I think the Imperial Bombard is more practical for its range and ammo versatility, the fire breath is a true flex to finish people off when you use close range. Everyone can't help saying, "Oh shit," when getting fire blasted at them for the first time. And of course, there are many other ways you can set up the Firestorm. I just wanted to help by showing my 2 favorite setups so that new owners can have a base to work off of.